calling all Indiana artists, and they do mean all Indiana artists. Qualifications are now being considered for the Public Art Great Ideas competition. Mindy Taylor-Ross is the Public Art Project Coordinator for the Indianapolis Arts Garden. She says the project has two goals.
We wanted to give artists living in the state of Indiana an opportunity to undertake the challenge of creating a work of art in a public space within Marion County here in the state capital. And we also wanted to provide our residents and visitors to the city of Indianapolis either new permanent legacy pieces or just to activate sort of the facade of Indianapolis and re-engage our visitors and tourists with just new art in public spaces.
What is public art, then? Is it just, as Ross says, art in public spaces? Certainly being visible is important, but does that discount, say, a digital audio design in favor of a more traditional mural or sculpture?
Really, I think the 21st century version of public art, things can be temporary or permanent. Things can, in the temporary way, can be very ephemeral. They can be things that are left to sort of either deteriorate on their own, like people like Patrick Doherty do. It can be... You mentioned technology and digital mediums. I mean, I'm really hoping we will see some of our creative talent step to the plate and start thinking about projections. If you're a photographer, of course, you can't put a photograph on the side of a building necessarily, but through new technology and new media, you can project things. You can use light. You can use sound. Again, in high-traffic areas, even though sound isn't visible, we have seen public art projects in other parts of the country where in these high pedestrian areas, people may be walking along and all of a sudden they have some audible experience that is very surprising. So, you can manipulate medium and scale and sound and smell and things like that, I think, to create surprising public experiences.
Interested artists should submit their qualifications, not a full proposal, for consideration. The panel will choose 10 finalists who will then develop a concept proposal for public comment and input over the holidays. Then at least one project will be funded for installation by fall of 2005. Ross says even though the projects need not be permanent installations, and even though the process is going to take more time with public input than most reviews, it's worth it because the goal is to engage the community in the process of choosing and making art.
Public art, in order to be successful for a community, I think has to be a reflection, of that community, and it has to engage, especially when you get into neighborhood gateways and things like that, it has to reflect that neighborhood and be something that is supported by the neighborhood as this, great icon or legacy piece for that community. And that can only happen through doing the community outreach and getting that local buy-in. When you have 7 people sit in a room and make decisions on behalf of the entire community, sometimes you win and sometimes you lose.
For contest guidelines, call 317-631-3301, extension 235. That's 317-631-3301, extension 235. Or visit indyarts.org. Now it's time for the Arts Calendar.
Red lights at the round table, we dance whenever we're able. We do routine to chorus scenes to footwork in Fred Gable. We dine well here in Camelot, we eat ham and jam and Spamalot.
Harken back with me now to those thrilling days of high school, college, whenever it was you spent way too much time watching and rewatching Monty Python movies. Well, now for $119, you can travel with the IPFW School of Performing Arts to see a pre-Broadway run of Monty Python's Spamalot, a musical. Payment deadline is November 1st. Call 260-481-6977 for information. That's 260-481-6977. However, I've got no number for help on how to suggest this to your spouse. Perhaps when you bring up the topic, you could also bring them
A shrubbery!
In other Arts Calendar news, the Blue Bottle Coffee Shop in downtown Muncie, in conjunction with Gordy's Fine Art and Framing, features a new exhibit, Floating Woman, by Shawnette Lambert Martin, now until September 30th. The Community Arts and Building Foundation has extended the deadline for fall registration for all arts classes until Monday, September 13th. Art, music, dance, and theater classes are available for all who want to experience the arts from infancy to adulthood. Those classes start the 14th. Call 286-5347, extension 23. And next weekend, the 11th and 12th, is the Anderson Powwow and Indiana Market at Athletic Park in Anderson, including performance and demonstrations of storytelling, dance, and more. For complete information, visit Andersontown Powwow, that's all one word, andersontownpowwow.org. And that's all for the Arts Calendar and Indiana Arts Desk this week. I'm Marcus Jackman. We have production assistance from Kevin Head. Thanks for listening. Have a good evening.